Thank you all. Thank you very much. Thank you to Vice President Mike Pence, and hello, Cincinnati. You know, I used to work in Cincinnati, and a place called Swifton Village. You know what that is, Swifton Village? It was good, and it worked out well, and it gives you confidence when things work out well at a young age. And look what happened to all of us, right? Look what happened. Look what happened. But I was watching the so-called debate last night, and the Democrats spent more time attacking Barack Obama than they did attacking me, practically. Yeah. And this morning, that's all the fake news was talking about. That's all they were talking about. Our nation is stronger today than ever before. Our spirit is strong, our stride is back, and our stand is clear. We are finally putting America first. It's about time. 123,000 more Ohio workers are employed today than when I was elected. Think of that number. While Republicans are working every day to build up our country, the rage-filled Democrat Party is trying to tear America apart. The Democrat Party is now being led by 4 left-wing extremists who reject everything that we hold dear. No one has paid a higher price for the far left's destructive agenda than Americans living in our nation's inner cities. They have paid a dear price. You see what's happening? You see our inner cities. We spend billions and billions and billions for years and years and years, and it's stolen money, and it's wasted money, and it's a shame. For decades, these communities have been run exclusively by Democrat politicians, and it's been total one-party control of the inner cities. For 100 years, it's been one-party control, and look at them. We can name one after another, but I won't do that, because I don't want to be controversial. We want no controversy. The Democrat record is one of neglect and corruption and decay, total decay. The Democrats have taxed and regulated jobs and opportunity out of these cities and out of existence. They've squeezed the blood out of them. Left-wing mayors and city councils have opposed school choice, trapping children and failing in government schools left and right. So many of these mayors right now, you know where they are? They're in jail. That's where they are. Republicans believe that every parent has the right to send their children to the school of their choice. But the greatest betrayal committed by the Democrats is their support for open borders. And these open borders would overwhelm schools and hospitals, drain public services, and flood communities with poisonous drugs. Democrat lawmakers care more about illegal aliens than they care about their own constituents. They put foreign citizens before American citizens. We're not going to do that. 572 people were murdered in Chicago last year. Democrat mayor. Democrat mayor. Democrat. You must have a Democrat mayor. Do you have a Democrat mayor? Come on, law enforcement. Democrat mayor. Cincinnati, do you have a Democrat mayor? Well, that's what happens. You see, there are thousands of people outside, and I said, I agree, you know, we set a new record tonight in this arena, but we could get a few more on the floors, a few more up here. We could get, and they're outside where it's 100 degrees out, and they weren't able to let us do it. So you got a lot of hot people outside, but we broke the all-time record. So The homicide rate in Baltimore is significantly higher than El Salvador, Honduras, Guatemala. I believe it's higher than, give me a place that you think is pretty bad. Give me a place. The guy says Afghanistan. I believe it's higher than Afghanistan. In our country, think of that. I believe we'll check the numbers, and if we're wrong, they will tell us tomorrow. It'll be headlines. Trump exaggerated. I do believe the rate is higher than Afghanistan. Yet Democrats, and they've run it for many years, want to spend hundreds of billions of dollars on illegal migrants instead of supporting their own struggling communities. No good, no good. The conditions in Nancy Pelosi's once great city of San Francisco are deplorable. They're deplorable. Do you remember the word deplorable? You remember when Hillary used the word deplorable? She used two words. She used deplorable and irredeemable, right? What a terrible mistake that she used the word irredeemable. But it turned out to be deplorable. Deplorable was not a good day for Hillary. Crooked Hillary. She is a crooked one. She's crooked. She is crooked. Nearly half of all the homeless people living in the streets in America happen to live in the state of California. What they are doing to our beautiful California is a disgrace to our country. It's a shame. The world is looking at it. Look at Los Angeles with the tents and the horrible, horrible, disgusting conditions. Look at San Francisco. Look at some of your other cities. And then you have a governor. You have a governor that invites the whole world to come into California. We'll pay for your health care. How crazy is this? How crazy is this? Schools, health care. Today I have a simple proposal for Democrat leaders to support legislation to end illegal migration, and we will use the vast savings to rebuild our inner cities. That's the way we should be doing it. That's what we should be doing. Republicans believe that a nation must care for its own citizens first. Our pledge to America's workers has secured commitments to train more than 12 million Americans for the jobs of tomorrow. You know who's working very hard on that? You probably never heard of her. Ivanka Trump. She's working very hard. She gave up a lot. She had a very easy life, but she loves doing it. She's got over, I think now, 12 million people. They're teaching them, the great companies of our country, they're teaching people how to do it. And it's an incredible thing to watch. To give former prisoners a second chance at life, we passed groundbreaking criminal justice reform that nobody could have passed except us. President Obama tried. A lot of them tried. They couldn't get it passed. I got it passed with a lot of help from liberals and conservatives and a lot of help. And the biggest beneficiary is the African American community. Biggest beneficiary. Right? You okay? Take your time. Take your time. Doctor in the house, please. Okay? Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, doctor. Thank you. Don't forget, it's 100 degrees in here. That person's been standing there for almost a day, if you think about it. A lot of you, so I appreciate it. The previous administration tried to shut down American energy and totally close it up, American clean, beautiful coal. That's what they did. That didn't work out too well. But you had to suffer. You know what? It didn't work out well, but you had to suffer for a long time until I came along. You're not suffering any longer. The previous administration, they liked windmills, windmills. If a windmill is within 2 miles of your house is practically worthless. They make noise, they're intermittent, they kill your birds, they break down all the time. You have to replace them every 10 years because they wear out. And they cost a fortune and they need subsidy. Other than that, they're quite good. You don't want to have you don't want one of those windmills within vision. You hear them. They're noisy. Got a lot of problems. No, we're going to stay with the great energy that's powering our businesses, that's creating so many jobs. And solar, you know what? We'll live with solar, but solar is peanuts by comparison to what you need. But we're going to stay the way we have it. We've ended the war on American energy. And we're putting our coal miners back to work and our steel workers back to work and our auto companies back to work. And, we've learned over the last 3 years the incredible gold that we're sitting on top of in this country. We're very lucky. We're now the largest energy producer in the entire world, bigger than Soviet Union, formerly. Remember the Soviet Union when it was all together? The Soviet Union, when it was all together, before they decided we got to call ourselves Russia. When it was all together, they wanted to be, that was always their dream, to be the biggest in the world. Then it became Russia. And you know what? They've done a good job with energy. And so has Saudi Arabia done a good job with energy. But we are now bigger than Russia. We are now bigger than Saudi Arabia by far. And I withdrew our country from the job-killing, very expensive Paris Climate Accord. Last year, coal exports were up 92% compared to 2016. 92%. Do you believe that? You're shipping it all over the world to Vietnam. I was in Vietnam and they said, we get coal from Ohio, we get coal from West Virginia. It's the finest coal in the world. We've created more than 110,000 new mining jobs. And thanks to states like Ohio, the United States is now the #1 producer of oil, the #1 producer of natural gas, the #1, everything having to do with energy, #1 anywhere in the world. We're reversing decades of calamitous trade policies that led other countries to pillage our jobs, plunder our factories, and devastate Ohio communities and communities in every state. The era of economic surrender is over. Before I took office, foreign countries ripped us off, robbed us blind, and pushed us around, but America is not being pushed around anymore. Do you realize that? Do you realize that? We've taken the toughest ever action to stand up to China's trade abuse, and I just announced another 10% tariff on $300 billion worth of Chinese products that come into our country. And that's on top of the 25% that we take of $250 billion coming in from China. And don't let them tell you, the fact is, China devalues their currency. They pour money into their system. They pour it in. And because they do that, you're not paying for those tariffs. China's paying for those tariffs. For the last 20 years, China's taken hundreds and hundreds of billions of dollars out of our country, and now we're stopping the theft of American jobs. We're stopping the theft of so many other things happening, including intellectual property. They steal our intellectual property. And, you know, I think they want to try and make a deal with us, but I'm not sure. Because the word is, I feel, they want to wait till they get, they're praying. They're praying. They would like to see a new president in a year and a half so they could continue to rip off the United States like they've been doing for the last 25 years. They would love to see a guy like Sleepy Joe Biden, who has no clue what the hell he's doing. They'd say to Sleepy Joe, "Sir, just sign right there." "Oh, okay. I'll sign." We've been losing hundreds of billions of dollars a year to China. It has to stop, and they understand that. President Xi is a good man. He's a friend of mine. He understands it. And until such time as there is a deal, we will be taxing the hell out of China. That's all there is. Okay? If foreign countries don't want to pay a tariff, I have a simple solution. Make your product in America. Come on back to the United States. Come on back to Ohio. There's no tariff. There's no tariff. Thanks to steel tariffs, hundreds of thousands of tons, think of this, were dumped on our shores. And steel is like something else. It's not quality. They were dumping garbage. They call it sand steel. They call it dirt steel. It was mixed up. It was bad stuff. And we didn't want to use that for our jet fighters and for our beams that hold up buildings. But they were dumping tremendous quantities of steel. And what was happening is United States Steel and all of our companies were going virtually out of business, and I stopped it. I put on a 25% tariff. Billions of dollars is now pouring into our treasury, and our steel companies and our steel workers are coming back. On issue after issue, Democrats have forgotten who it is that they're supposed to represent. They forgot. I wonder why they forgot. The job of elected officials is to represent American citizens. The radical Democrats even support deadly sanctuary cities which release dangerous criminals onto our streets. Sanctuary cities. And many of the places that have sanctuary cities and many of the people that live there, they don't want them. They don't want them. They're dangerous. They're not good. Here are just a few examples. In San Francisco, an illegal alien was arrested no fewer than 10 times in the span of less than 1 year for numerous counts of burglary and theft. Yet each time San Francisco defied federal authorities and set him free. And bad things happened when they set him free. A sanctuary jurisdiction in California recently released a criminal alien from jail. The very next month, the same individual was arrested for rape. And then beyond anything you would even believe, a horrible thing happened. But yet again, he was released back into your community. After a sanctuary city in New Jersey released an alien charged with domestic violence, he was arrested in Missouri for the murders of 3 people. In the bizarre worldview of the third and hard left, they have no problem destroying the lives of innocent Americans for a single politically incorrect thought. But they want to virtually, and you know this, they want virtual immunity for illegal aliens who have committed horrible crimes and murder. Horrible crimes and murder. Republicans believe our cities should be a sanctuary for law-abiding Americans, not criminal aliens. Virtually every top Democrat also now supports late-term abortion. And then you'll have like a governor of Virginia. It's not only late-term abortion, it's killing the baby after the baby is born. How about that? Think of that. Think of that. That's why I've asked Congress to prohibit extreme late-term abortion, because Republicans believe that every child is a sacred gift from God. Democrats are now the party of high taxes, high crime, open borders, late-term abortion, and they're the party, frankly, of socialism. The Republican Party is the party of freedom. We're the party of the American worker, the American family. We're the party of the American dream. I'm fighting for you each and every day. I had a great life. I used to get great publicity. Nobody got better publicity. I had such a great life. It was so easy. My great wife, the First Lady, Melania, she said, you know, you've always been a hard worker. You love to work. But your life was a lot easier in the old days. But I love it. And you know why I love it? Because we're accomplishing so much. Nobody ever thought it would be possible to do the things we're doing. We're investing in the future of human space flight. Americans won the race to the moon, and we will now win the race to Mars. It's going to be amazing. And, you know, one thing I have to say also, and we're also winning the race to great strategic defense and offense, not just Mars. And Mike Pence is doing a great job on that. Great job. To protect America's security, I withdrew the United States from the horrible Iran nuclear deal, a horrible, stupid deal. We gave Iran $150 billion. We gave Iran $1.8 billion in cash, plane loads of cash. I wonder what they saw when those planes landed. I wonder what happened to the cash. Can you believe it? $1.8 billion we gave them in cash. And remember what I said, Iran is a much different country than 2.5 years ago. When I took over, Iran was all over. They had 14 to 18 different sites of confliction. They were all over. And now they just want to, they want to negotiate a deal so badly. Iran. We also recognize the legitimate government of Venezuela, and we condemn any of the socialist brutality taking place. Let's see what happens there. Let's see what happens. Tonight we renew our resolve that America will never be a socialist country. Never, ever, ever will it be a socialist country. No matter what label they use, a vote for any Democrat in 2020 is a vote for the rise of radical socialism and the destruction of our great, our beautiful, our wonderful American dream. We're not going to let our country ever go down the route of socialism. You must never forget that the 2020 election is about one thing. It's about you. I say it again, I say it all the time. Never happened before. There's never been a movement like this. We won 32 states. There's never been anything like it. But this movement is about your family and your future. And it's about the life and the fate of your country. So what's going to do? A guy like a sleepy Joe Biden is going to come in and say, but I can do better. I can do better. He wants to go back to sleep. Together we will continue unleashing the power of American enterprise so every American can reach their fullest and highest potential, tremendous potential. Our country has such tremendous potential. You know, we've had the highest stock market in the history of our country. That means 401ks. That means jobs. But there's tremendous potential to go up. We have tremendous potential to go up. With your help, we will elect a Republican Congress to create a safe, modern, fair, and lawful system of immigration. We will enact trade deals that ensure more products are proudly stamped with those 4 beautiful words, made in the USA or made in America. Why the one? You can use either one. Made in America, made in the U.S. We will achieve new breakthroughs in science and medicine, and I see what they're doing. I see it. They show me the things we're doing in our country today. There's never been anything like it. We will be ending the AIDS epidemic shortly in America and curing childhood cancer very shortly. We will defend privacy, free speech, religious liberty, and the right to keep and bear arms. And just remember, with the Democrats, there is no Second Amendment. You can forget about keep and bear arms. You can forget it. Above all, we will never stop fighting for the values that bind us together as one America. We will never, ever stop fighting. We support, protect, and defend the Constitution of the United States. We stand with our incredible heroes of law enforcement. We believe in the dignity of work, and we believe in the sanctity of life. And we believe that faith and family, not government and bureaucracy, are the true American way. We believe that children should be taught to love our country, honor our history, and always be proud, patriotic Americans. And we will always live by the words of our national motto, "In God we trust." Every day of my presidency, we will never forget that we are Americans and the future belongs to us. The future belongs to all of you. The future belongs to the greatest movement in the history of our country. And with your help and your devotion and your drive, we are going to keep on working. We are going to keep on fighting, and we are going to keep on winning, winning, winning. We are one people and one family, saluting one great American flag. We all share the same home, we all share the same heart, and we all share the same love of Almighty God. Together with the great and proud people of Ohio, we are making America wealthy again. We are making America strong again. We are making America safe again. We are making America great again, and with your vote in 2020, we will keep America great. Thank you, Ohio. Thank you.